But at the end of the day, your past is your past. So Paul told us, he said, I need you to forget about those things behind you. That means even what happened to you on yesterday, that's your past.
Amen.
It's behind you now. It's no need to cry over spilt milk. There's nothing you can do about it. But the one great thing Paul said, he said, now watch this. When you forget about your past, now you need to strain toward what is ahead. So the thing about it is, what is it ahead of you now? What is it that God has for you that is ahead of you? Now I want you to think about this exact same scripture, but now I want you to see what it looks like in the Message Bible. Now in the Message Bible, it reads a little bit like this. I'm not saying that I have this all together. See, the Message Bible is going to make it plain for you. He said, I don't have it all together. How many people we know we ain't got it all together? We ain't got it all together, but guess what? Watch what how he says though. That I have made it. That I have it made. But I am well on my way. Yeah. See, what you gotta do is every so often take a moment to stop beating yourself up and think about the fact that you're still on your way. You haven't got there yet. You're still on your way. But he says, reaching out for Christ, who has so wondrously reached out for me. So Paul say, watch this. I'm not getting so caught up in the fact that I don't have it all together. But I'm reaching out for Jesus, the one who reached out for me. The one who laid his life down for me. Then he goes on to say, friends, don't get me wrong. By no means do I count myself an expert in all of this. Yeah. So what Paul was trying to get to understand, look here, I'm not an expert at this thing. But one thing I do understand that if I continue to press toward the mark, if I continue to strive and continue to run after God, yeah, I can do this thing. But he says, but I've got my eyes on the goal. So let's ask a question. What do you have your eyes on? What is it you're focusing on? Because he said, I got my eyes on the goal. Paul goes on and further says, he says, where God is beckoning us onward to Jesus. See, what Paul gets us to understand, he said, watch this. Stop focusing on all of these things that don't mean nothing. Minuscule things. Minute things. Things that don't mean a hill of beans. He said, I need you to focus your eyes on Jesus. That's your goal. Yes, it'd be nice to have a nice house. Yes, it would be nice to have a nice car. Yes, it would be nice to have all these pews filled up, these chairs filled up. But guess what? It don't mean a hill of beans if you ain't talking about Jesus. Amen. He said, keep your eyes on Jesus. Yeah. Then he finishes it off. He says, I'm off and I'm running. And I'm not turning back. Now, you think about it. What he wants us to understand today is that continue to run this race and don't turn back. So as I'm sitting there and I'm saying, God, all that sounds good. But what is it you want to say? He said, remember I said the word press. He said press. So when you look at the definition of press, it says to squeeze with apparatus or instruments to a desired destiny, smoothness or shape. So what's this? There's going to be some things that's going to squeeze you. But then it goes on and says, to act upon through steady pushing or thrusting force, exerting in contact. So what he was trying to get me, he said, Gary, what I need you to do is you're going to have to press. So as I'm sitting there, I'm saying, press. Okay, press. I hear you, God. I said, I hear you. He said, now, no, you don't. He said, no, you don't. He said, because now let me break it down to you what I'm trying to get you to understand. He said, press. He said, I'm going to take it letter by letter. So the P, he said the P stands for purpose. So when you look at the definition of purpose, it says the reason why something is done or used, the aim or the intention of something. He said the feeling of being determined to do or to achieve something. He further goes on, he says, the definition of purpose, he says, the aim or the goal of a person. What a person is trying to do, become, etc. So what God was trying to tell me, he said, Gary, if you're going to go beyond your comfort zone, if you're going to press, the first thing is you got to have purpose. Yeah. And when you start thinking about purpose, one of the things that you have to understand about purpose, purpose has nothing so much to do with just only you. Because if you think about purpose, if you always think about the purpose is to just satisfy you, then guess what? You went from being for a purpose, now it's become selfish. When God gives you a purpose, most of the time, the purpose is not just for you. If you think about Moses, it was not just for him. If you think about Abraham, it was not just about him. If you think about Jesus, the purpose was not just for him. So when you think about it, when you go to God and you say, God, what is my purpose? What is the reason why you saved me? What is the reason that you have delivered me and brought me out of bondage? And I guarantee you it won't be for you just to sit and hear a word from the Lord. Amen. There is a reason why he's done what he's done in your life. There is a purpose. There is a goal. There is something that you must achieve. I said, okay, God, that sounds good. Okay, you told me. The P stands for my purpose. But then he goes on and he says, let's look at the R. The Army is has to be relevant. When you look at the definition of relevant, it says relating to a subject in an appropriate way. It goes on and says having significant and demonstrable bearing on the matter at hand. So the question is, what is going on in the society right now is at hand. Amen. Affording evidence tending to prove or disprove the matter at issue or under discussion. So he goes on, he says, here's what it is. He says, now, I'm talking to you about your purpose. But your purpose got to be relevant. Because if your purpose is not relevant, then it's not going to fulfill what I told you to do. Amen. So you got to make sure that when you're talking about your purpose got to be relevant. Now, some people might think, me and my daughter, we work on a lot of our history together, and God knows I've read about the Great Depression. And so if you start thinking about it, you say, well, if I'm coming up with a program that is going to deal with the Great Depression, well, guess what? The Great Depression has come and gone. But watch what happened. If you think about it, in 2008, when the economy crashed, if you notice that people start jumping off buildings, they start taking their lives. Because one of the things that they didn't understand and they didn't know how to do is that they didn't know how to deal with little. See, when you know how to fix a pot of rice and a pot of beans, you ain't got to have no meat. You just simply say, I thank God I got me some rice and I got me some beans and I eat that and I'm all right. Amen. But see, when you're so used to having filet mignon and having the finest things in life, and then now you don't have two nickels to rub together to make a dime. Now you're trying to figure out, what do I do? God said, make sure it's relevant. Make sure that when you're talking to the people, let them know that, hey, I'm giving you the purpose. Now, let me back up one other thing here. When you're talking about your purpose, make sure that you go to God about your purpose. Amen. Because you can wake up in the morning and say, my purpose is to go out here and stand on the corner and just wave at people. Just wave at people. What is that doing for anybody? If anything, it's only going to build up some muscles for you because you're going, that's all you do. And after a while, someone's going to think you're crazy. So, the thing about it, when you're talking about your purpose, make sure that your purpose is a purpose that came from God. But not only your purpose comes from God, but you got to make sure that it's relevant because it has to deal with something so it can break people free. You got to either prove or you got to disprove something. Amen. You got to prove that Jesus Christ is still alive. Yeah. And a lie is still a lie. Then he said, okay, Gary, if you're going to press, now I'm giving you your purpose. And I'm telling you that your purpose is relevant. But then he goes on and he says, you're going to need endurance. Now, endurance deals with the ability to do something difficult for a long time. The ability to do something difficult for a long time. Then watch what it says. The ability to deal with pain or suffering that continues for a long time. Then the definition says the quality of continuing for a long time. So what is God trying to say? He said, Gary, this thing ain't going to happen just overnight.
Come on. Thank you, Lord.
He said, if you're going to press, if you're going to go beyond the comfort zone, if I'm giving you the purpose, and the purpose is going to be relevant, then that means you're going to need some endurance. That means you just can't throw in the towel when things ain't looking the way how you wanted to do. Or you just not going the way how you wanted to go. Because see, one thing you'll find out when you're talking about endurance, what will happen is that all hell will break loose in your life. But he said, but I've given you the purpose. If you think about Moses, you're dealing with some stiff-necked people to the point that you could have made this journey in a short period of time. But because they did not grab hold to the vision and understand what he was trying to do, that what happened is that they wandered around in the desert for 40 years. Till the Bible tells us that when they did make it to the promised land, the people who left from Egypt did not see the promised land. Now, I don't know about you, but I want to make sure I see the promised land. As Paul said in Philippians, he said, I'm pressing onward. I'm pressing toward what? I'm pressing toward the prize. I'm going toward that goal because I understand that if I'm going to do anything, I got to make sure that I'm doing it in Christ. I have to have the strength. I have to have the stamina. I have to have the endurance. We're talking about pressing today. But then Jesus hit me right between the eye. He was Gary. Here's the purpose. It is relevant. You need endurance because it's going to take some time. He said, but then, he said, you're going to need a strategy. He said, you're going to need a strategy. Now, watch what the definition of strategy says. It says a careful plan or method for achieving a particular goal, usually over a long period of time. He goes on, the definition says, the skill of making or carrying out plans to achieve a goal.
Hallelujah.
So what is God trying to say? He says, Gary, if you're going to carry out the purpose, then you're going to have to carefully plan. You just can't wake up and say, this is what I'm going to do,
Amen. Thank you.
and get it done. He said, no. He said, I need you to do a careful plan, a method for achieving, and it's a particular goal. The goal that I have for you, it is tied to the purpose. He said, so that means you just can't wake up and say, oh, well, I'm going to do it this way. And then watch what it says. It says, usually over a long period of time. Now remember, you needed endurance, because endurance dealt with a long period of time. And if you're going to have a strategy, and guess what? It's going to take some time. But not only, he said that, he said, but then it's the skill of making or carrying out plans to achieve the goal. Now, the thing that's so interesting here is that you have to understand is that you already got the skills. You just got to take the time to sit down and listen to God so He can show you exactly the skill that you will need to carry out the plan. He said there is a goal. I got a goal for you. If it ain't number one soul that He say, guess what? That's still, you've reached the goal.
Amen.
Because that's one less soul that is going to hell.
Come on.
But then, watch God. He said, you got the purpose. Now it has to be relevant. Not only relevant, you have to endure. You have to have some endurance. And then, you have to have a strategy. Then I said, God, you know what? That's P.R.E.S.S. I said, what's the last S? And he said, just keep it simple. You can keep it simple. If you look at the definition of simple, it says, not hard to understand or do. Having few parts, not complex or fancy. Not special or unusual. He said, Gary, in order for you to carry out the purpose that I have given you, that is for it to be relevant so that you can have the endurance, I'm going to give you the strategy, but the only thing I need you to do is just keep it simple.
Amen. Thank you.
He said, keep it simple. He said, what happens in life is that people make things too complicated.
Amen.
I said, what? He said, they make it too complicated. I said, okay, God. I said, okay. We won't make it complicated. We're going to keep it simple. Then God said, okay. If you're going to keep it simple, He said, I need you to look at something for me. He said, you may not find simple in the Bible. He said, but I want you to go look at Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 2 and 3. And in Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 2 and 3, in the King James Version, the Bible reads, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision. Make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. Because it will surely come.
Amen.
It will not tarry. Now, I read that, I said, okay, God, I see what you're talking about. You're pretty much trying to say, if you're talking about keep it simple, That means that you're going to have to write it down. And when you write it down, make it plain. But watch how the Message Bible reads. Click. Now watch what the Message Bible says. It says, and then God answered, write this. Write what you see. Write it out in big block letters. Let's stop right there. That means you can be almost near blind. He said, write it out in big block letters, meaning that if I'm running past it, guess what? I can run, read it, and keep on going. Because I got the vision. I thought, oh, got it. That's what I said. Big block letters. See, watch this. If you ran around the church and you run past that sign over there, you can't help but see comfort zone. If you can't see comfort zone, then we need to lay hands on you. Let's touch your eyes. He said, big block letters, so that it can be read on the run. Come on. That means if we're talking about going past our comfort zone, if we're talking about we're going into the press, then the thing what it is that every now and then you ain't going to be able to sit down. Yeah. You're going to have to run to get this thing done. Amen. Then he says, this message is a witness pointing to what is coming. We understand Jesus is coming back. Amen. And so it's pointing us, saying, guess what? Your Savior is coming back. Hallelujah. But until he gets here, there is a purpose for your life. Yeah. Then he goes on and says, it ain't for the coming. It can hardly wait. Now, you know we're not supposed to be anxious for nothing. But right here, it's kind of letting you know, I can't wait. Come on. I can hardly wait till he gets here. And it doesn't lie. Meaning when Christ comes, he embodies truth. There is no lie in Christ. Then he goes on and says, it seems slow in coming. Wait. It's on its way. It will come right on time. Amen. Now, I understand there are some blessings that you're waiting on. But God said, I just need you just to wait just a little while longer. He said, because I got some stuff stored up in heaven for you. But he said, you know what? If you hold on and you just wait a little while longer, I'll bless you right down here on earth. Yeah. So the fact that when people look at you, they want to know, why haven't you nut up yet? Why? I'm waiting on Jesus. Why haven't you thrown in the towel yet? Guess what? He told me he's coming. And not only he's coming, but I understand that he's coming with blessings in his hand. And while I'm down here waiting, while I'm down here tarrying, he said, wait a minute, I'm going to bless you right where you are. Sometimes what happens is that we want all the bling. But God said, are you still in your right mind? Come on now. Do you still have the activity of your limbs? Do you still have a roof over your head? Come on. Do you still have shoes on your feet? Nobody has to know that those shoes are 10 years old. You can slap some polish on them, and you keep them shine, and you keep on moving. He said, Gary, you got to press. He said, you got to press. He said, if you're going to press, then you have to understand that back in Philippians, there's a prize. See, you're not going to get the prize if you ain't willing to press.
No, that's right. Amen.
You're not going to get the prize if you're not willing to say, God, what is my purpose? What is it that you want me to do on earth? Who is it that you want me to share the good news with? Who is it that you want me to go out here and tell that there is hope? But then God, allow me that I'll be relevant. That I'm not talking to you about something that happened to you 10 years ago. Because remember, you're supposed to forget what happened in the past. You now need to be pressing, looking forward.
Amen.
What happens in our life so many times is that we're doing this. You look back so much now you did it. God said today, stop looking back. What is done is done. They lied on you. It's done. They stabbed you in the back. It's done. You lost the job. It's done. You've lost some things. God said, guess what? It's done. He said, now what I need you to do, I need you to continue to look forward. Because if you keep looking back, you're going to miss out what's standing right there in front of you. And then what ends up happening is that when you turn back around, it's gone. And everybody, and what would be the sad part is this. You've been looking back so long that you haven't noticed what was standing right in front of you. That when you finally got hold to it and turned around, it's now gone. And the ugly part about it was meant strictly for you. Everybody else saw it. But you missed it. Because you were looking back. Stop looking back. I understand it's a part of your DNA, but guess what? Stop looking back. God said, it's time out from looking back. I need you to now start looking ahead. And not only look ahead, but watch this. He says, when you're looking ahead, don't just look at what's going to happen tomorrow. He says, think about it 5 years out. Think about it 10 years out. Remember, in the press, you got to have a strategy. The strategy is a long-term plan. You have short-term goals. You have long-term goals. God said, if you're going to go beyond your comfort zone, then now it's time to press. It's time to press. There are too many people dying. There are too many people wandering. There are too many people sitting there and saying, what if? What if I did it this way? What if they'd have done it this way? Well, guess what? They didn't do it that way. I'm supposed to say to do it that way, then God is simply saying, guess what I need you to do? I need you to keep looking forward. And even when life tries to get you to look back, you got to stop and say, no, there's nothing back there but regrets. The only thing back there is disappointment. Now, yes, every now and then I can see that there were certain things that happened in my life that brought a smile to my face. But if I sit there and I continue to look back too long, then I become defeated. Then I become depressed. Then I become despondent. And God said, no, not where I'm taking you. He said, where I'm taking you, you're going to have to continue to look forward. And that means every so often, I'm going to bring somebody into your life. And they're only in your life for a season. There are some people in your life that is there for the duration of time. And there are some people who, if the truth be told, you wish they would have left before they even got in your life. You're sitting up there trying to figure out, why in the world have I wasted so much time on this particular person, and that person don't mean you no good.
Thank you, Jesus.
They never, ever think about giving you anything. They're always there taking. God said, okay, Gary, we're going to press. And in the pressing, I'm going to squeeze out everything that is not like me, and I will replace it with my spirit.
Amen.
So when you're in the press, and you feel as though you're being squeezed, understand that God is at work. Understand that our Savior, He's squeezing you because He understands that there is purpose and there's destiny in your life. And if I don't get this good out, if I don't get the mess out, you will not fulfill your purpose. He said, I got it. He said, trust me. He said, trust me on this. God said, I know what I'm doing. He said, if you work with me, if you walk with me, then watch what I'm going to do. You think about that. He said, now, if you just work with me and walk with me, watch what I'm going to do. So the question is, are you ready to be in the press? And when God was telling me this, I said, no, the truth be told, I don't want to be in the press. Is it any way possible that we can circumvent this process. And he said it was a big resounding no. He said, you will go through this. He said, because where I'm taking you, you got to go through the press. Because when you go through the press, what typically happens is that what's in you is going to come out.
Amen.
If you think about an olive, if you squeeze an olive hard enough, you get olive oil. And you understand that olive oil is healthy for you. So what I'm saying, when he's squeezing you, it's because it's healthy for you. Because he wants to get the very best out of your life. So you have to understand. As Paul said to us, he said, I press on toward the goal to win the prize. Where is that prize? That prize is in Jesus. Where is Jesus? He's in heaven. He's sitting at the right hand of the Father, making intercession for each and every one of us. And he says, when you're in the press, Jesus said, guess what? I'm right there in the press with you. He said, I'm right there in the press with you. I'm constantly interceding on your behalf.
Yes.
Saying, Father, I'm gonna
Yes.
give him another chance.
Yes. Another chance.
Give him another chance. He understands who reigns. He understands who he worships. He's not worshiping no idols. Just give him another chance. As he's in the press, I'm in the press with him. Because as I fulfill my purpose, God, I'm going to keep on speaking to him and speaking to him and speaking to him, so the fact that he accomplishes his purpose. The purpose has to be relevant. I can't be here talking to you about something that's not even relevant. What is relevant right now is we look at the news. Every time you turn around in all these different cities across the United States, there are African American men who are dying. Now the question is, what are you doing? If they don't have a warrant for your arrest, why are you running? If you know that you went in the store and you stole something that was not yours, but someone decides to take the law in their own hands, doesn't make two wrongs don't make it right. What does that mean? We got to tell young men, pull your pants up. Act like you have some sense. And just because you see a police doesn't mean that you have to take off running.
I know that's right.
Especially if you know you haven't done anything. there's a young man, he's dead. He saw the police officers. He took off running. The police officer said because he was running, he must have done something. They balled him up like a pretzel. That 80% of his spine was severed. We ain't talking about 8. We're talking about 80. 80% of this young man's spine was severed. And all because of what? Because you saw the police and you took off running. I come out of the building and I'm acting a little strange. I do not have on now a stitch of clothing. That means I do not have a concealed weapon. You have a gun, you have a taser, you have a club, but you shoot this man to death. Now that's just what's happening to our young men. For our young women, everything that you see on a video is not of God.
Amen.
Shaking it, backing it up, dropping it down, making it clap. Guess what? It degrades you. Now, hear me clearly. It is nothing wrong with dancing. If the truth be told, when my knees are feeling up to par, I like to cut the rug myself. Hello, somebody. But what we got to do is that you got to make sure that what we are doing, does it reflect Christ? What we're saying, does it reflect Christ? You have to understand. We're in the press. He's coming back. And the thing is, when he's on his way back, will we be ready to go with him? Will we be ready to go with him? It's ironic when you look at the front of the bulletin. It says, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord." You can't kind of way. You got to come through this.
Amen. Amen.
There is no sneaking through the back door.
Come on.
Trust me. There's no faith gonna make it inside the gate and go and tell you, now when I get in.
Come on.
Some of y'all know how you used to do it at the club. Come on. One pay to get in. Now, if you go to the bathroom, there's a back door back there by the bathroom. I'm going to run around the building. And what I need to do, nudge it open. And then you come on in. There is no back door to get you into heaven. You're going to have to come through the gate. And that gate is Jesus. He's going to whip out his laptop, which is the Lamb's Book of Life.
Come on.
And he's going to say, Gary, you were in the press. And you did not fulfill the purpose. Or he's going to say, Gary, well done, thou good and faithful servant. See, the thing that we have to understand, we all are servants.
Amen.
There's no big I, little you. We are all servants.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what my title is, guess what? Before I got a title, my name was Gary.
Now, come on.
It's so funny because the place that made the pasta for our anniversary, now when I go in there, the guy who made the pasta, he looks at me and he says, so let's see, do I call you pastor? Do I call you bishop? He said, I can't call you deacon no more. He said, I'm trying to figure out what time. I said, just call me Gary. He said, because at the end of the day, either I have a title or I don't have a title, I'll always be Gary. I'll always be a servant. You think about Jesus. Jesus was a servant. And we got to keep that in mind, that we are all servants. And if we're going to go beyond our comfort zone, then stay in the press. Stay in the press. And understand you have a purpose. It's relevant. Yes, you'll go through some endurance for a long period of time. But God is going to give you the strategy. Because we understand there's some things I need you to achieve. And he said that once I give you the strategy, then just keep it simple. Write it in big block letters. Write it in